Years ago, I developed a growing curiosity about my family tree. I wanted to know more. Who were my ancestors? What had been their challenges? What did they have to overcome? I began asking questions to older family members, and I was fascinated by some of the stories I learned. Both of my grandparents had been braceros who worked the fields of California in the 1950s during the labor shortage after World War II. Meanwhile, my grandmothers raised the children back home. My great-grandparents had survived persecution during the Cristero War in Mexico in the 1920s. I was especially struck by what my great-grandmothers had to endure in such violent times within a machista culture that didn't acknowledge their pain. One night, as I thought about this, feeling heartbroken by the silent suffering of my great-grandmothers, I had a dream. It was a procession of beautiful indigenous women in a caravan. They were carrying an abundance of provisions for the journey. They were fierce and gentle, surrounded by an aura of harmonious light that guided their path. I was left with a deep sense of peace, reassured in the communion I share with them as my ancestors. It was as if they were telling me, "Mija, we see you. We know what breaks your heart, but we are here for you. Our peace is your peace." Isaiah offers us an image, a vision amid war and devastation, of a severed tree and a new blossom, the stump of Jesse, the lineage of the Messiah. What might this image have to tell us today? Perhaps this lineage tree would first remind us that it was once a lush tree, its branches extending to the heavens, offering praise to its creator, shade and fruit to those who passed by. This lineage tree was the home of King David, as well as his great-grandmother Ruth, a Moabite immigrant. Its vibrancy multiplied until it threatened the power-hungry axe by which it was cut off. Cut off from life, criminalized, terrorized, kidnapped, deported. Cut off from life, deprived of the goods of the earth, persecuted, assaulted, torn away from those most loved. Cut off from life, denied justice and humanity, kept silent, isolated, and demoralized. Yes, this happens to the Christ, since he said, "What you do to the least of my siblings, you do to me." How then can we dare to hope? Isaiah says, "Look, take a closer look at this lineage tree, for this tree has a divine root, the root of the Spirit, which cannot be cut off." So we dare to hope in wisdom and understanding. And so we become an underground network of support, delivering groceries to families not seen at church lately, to let them know they matter and that we miss them. We dare to hope with the lands afflicted. And so we unite in interfaith prayer vigils in front of detention centers, reclaiming the sacred history of migrants, laying down flowers at the steps of federal buildings, representing the lives of migrants and what no one can take away from us, our love. Oh yes, we've dared to hope and have been lifted in awe and wonder as we carried the prayers of our people through the holy doors of St. Peter's Square at the Jubilee of Migrants, and heard our Pope remind the world that care for migrants and refugees is at the heart of the Church's mission. Today, we can only hope with courage as we mobilize and organize and have already seen the largest peaceful march in American history to reclaim justice for all. Even as we lament, we organize hope. This is our divine ancestry given to us by Jesus, blooming anew. When we reclaim our divine lineage, people from long-standing opposing views gather together as the wolf and the lamb, the leopard and the sheep, the calf and the lion, working together for justice, creating hope, creating kinship. What new blossom of hope will you offer this season of Advent?